The Sphinx. You're probably well familiar with the Sphinx when you run into him midway through the game. He neither attacks you nor kills you. He simply gives you a riddle as you try to move past, and you must answer this riddle by using the correct item he refers to in the riddle. So, a long-faced animal, this could only be referring to the hearse shoe. That's how I pronounce it, because there's no O, the horseshoe. So you gotta use it on him, and he's gonna say you're correct, and lets you pass on to the observatory. Now the interesting thing is there is a pattern to when you answer wrongly, when you answer incorrectly. See, that could be the map. So if you give him something other than the map that's wrong, and he teleports you back, but it's usually a place that's nearby that correct item. So the pattern is wherever the place he teleports you to depends on what the riddle is referring to. If it's referring to the map and you give him the wrong item, he teleports you to the room with a fireplace. If the riddle is referring to the horseshoe and you give him the wrong item, he teleports you to the laboratory. Now, if the riddle refers to the mirror and you give him the wrong item, it takes you to the charnel, which is a fancy word for the tomb room. This is the only place where it says charnel in the game when he teleports you. If its riddle refers to the bellows, and you give him the wrong item, it takes you to the library. The riddle refers to the skulls, which you can get in the dragon's lair. It takes you to the hallway, the drafty hallway. If the riddle refers to the broom, he'll take you back to the troll bridge. All these places near where the correct item can be acquired. By the way, if you go back into the large banquet hall from the Sphinx room, it resets the riddles every time. So you get a different one every time if you go back into the large banquet hall. Alright, the broom trick. Now, when you go into the Sphinx room, the riddle and answer, it's going to randomize between 6 different items. So the default item is broom. So therefore, if you go into the room and just use the broom, that's the default riddle and answer before it's randomized, which happens when you speak to him. So if you give him the broom before it randomizes the answers, the default is already the broom, so it correctly answers and move past. Alright, description Easter egg. Now, when you look at the broom, it says, owned by the Sirens of the Isle of Fecklum Iret. This is an anagram backwards that says Terry Mulkey. We're not sure who this is, but we're thinking it's an inside joke. The developers knew some woman named Terry Mulkey, maybe some janitor, I don't know. Now, broom death. Now, when you use the broom on yourself on the NES version, it says something about neatness, wasting time. However, on the computer versions, this actually led to 2 deaths, referred to in the Shadowgate Adventurer's Guide, which is the instruction manual for the PC. As you see, when I try to fly the broom, I die. It says there at the bottom. Then you go to the answers. Do you have a broom rider's license? And then If flying the broom kills you, don't fly it. So, actually hinted at this death. So you operate the broom on thyself on the PC. It says the broom seems to have a mind of its own. It evades your efforts to ride it. Now, if you do it once more, you have to do it twice every time. Operate the broom on thyself. The broom lifts you from the ground, slams you into the ceiling, and then to the floor. The joyride is over, and thou art dead. Now, if you're in an outside screen, I think there's about 7 areas that are outside the castle. Do it twice again. It says the same thing the first time. The second time, however, the broom sweeps you off your feet and high above the castle. You have a beautiful view of the surrounding countryside as you plunge to your death. Thou art dead.